fly ball out towards center field. This one's going back, and this one is gone! Taylor gets this one out towards center field to the short park, and it's a grand slam! That's a floater, out to short. And it's Bernie, off the shortstop's glove! Just like they drew it from Hollywood. Caladros, the 3-2. Swing and a miss! And the Audubon Green Wave have upset the Kingsway Dragons! Grant Fournier, 2-run shot to right. We welcome you back to Rutgers Camden for Game 2 of 3 in today's oh-so-long festivities. It's the Cumberland Dukes and the Brookdale Jersey Blues here on Dan Wilkins Broadcasting. It's hard to believe that just a couple of minutes ago, we were playing the 12th inning of Game 1, and just about an hour behind schedule, we're still going to play all 3 games today. Brookdale and Cumberland, the other 2 teams representing the Final Four for these 2 organizations today. Salem shockingly upset Gloucester 6-5. Salem, despite striking out 21 times, had a sacrifice fly in the 12th and played some darn good baseball, and considering how they were playing for the first 11 or 12 innings of that game, let's just say I think they were due for the occasion. Christian Simonson is the starter for Brookdale this afternoon in Game 2. We'll flip it over to the main board and bring you starting lineups and our pitcher introductions for the day. Starting out with Christian Simonson. Again, he's a Shore Conference product, as a lot of the Brookdale boys are. The sophomore right-hander coming into this appearance with a 3.55 ERA, a 1.3 whip, 44 Ks across 50 and 2/3 innings of work. When we saw him versus RCSJ Gloucester back on April 19th, that was the man who started the game for the Jersey Blues in Game 1 of that doubleheader that the Roadrunners would sweep. While we have the chance, let's take a look at what Cumberland's got in their bag of tricks with Coach Joey Gorman. Their starting lineup brought to you by Harper Driving School. We've got a lot of Tys and Tylers today. Ty Powell in center field, Brendan Floyd in left, Tyler Bunning at the DH spot, and Tyler Shoppy at first base. Cole Shover is the second baseman. Corey Jenkins out of Highland is in right. Jimmy Gallo behind the plate. Chase Montgomery at short. David Rivas at third. And then Joey Kurtz out of Puna, 2023 sectional championship winner, Joey Kurtz.
And leading off for Cumberland, center fielder, number 27, Ty Powell.
As Powell leads us off, and we're ready to go in our second of 3 games this afternoon from Rutgers Camden. That one is low, 1-0, and we are underway. Cumberland 31-16, getting the 3 seed in this tournament. That one is lined into left field, a base hit for Powell. Wasting no time and just 2 pitches results in a base hit off of Simonson. Meanwhile, Brookdale 37-8. Just like Gloucester, didn't get over the 10-loss mark last season. Here is Brendan Floyd. That first pitch is dribbled out towards second base. It's picked up. They'll get the out at first, and it's in time. First out of the ball game. Brings up the big man, Tyler Bunning, out of Gloucester Catholic. 12 home runs for him this year. Not too far off the national lead. 67 RBIs and a .421 average in 46 games played this season. Already Cumberland working quickly with a runner on second and 1 away. Outside by Simonson. I mean, Cumberland's got a pretty powerful lineup. They've got a lot of big bats, a lot of guys who can swing the ball really well. There's a line drive. It is caught at third at the slide. And 2 away here in the top of the first.
Now batting first baseman number 26, Tyler Shoppy.
So Shoppy, the batter for Cumberland. Runner on second and 2 down. Shoppy out of Delsea High School. Remember him from last year? In the last year under Joe Smith leading the way there. He left to go to Mainland, the third team that he has coached. And the 1-0. Ground ball foul down the third base line. 1-1 here. I will say there was a better crowd during the first game, but maybe these guys are just gonna settle in. Brookdale does have to travel the farthest out of the 3 teams participating, with about an hour and 10 minutes to get to Camden. Cumberland about maybe 35, 40. Salem about 30 if you're going right up 295. And then RCSJ Gloucester about 20 to get up the road here. 2 balls, 1 strike from Simonson. Dribbled out towards first base, sliding. It gets past him, gets past both in the right center field. Powell's going to score. A laser to the plate is not in time. It's an RBI single for Shoppy. And just like that, Cumberland leads it 1-0 in the first. Johnson not thrilled about that call. Johnny Johnson, the legendary Brookdale head coach, in his 26th year with the Jersey Blues. He's been in this position since 1999. There's a strike called. I mean, if there's one head coach in Region 19 baseball that has a legacy, and I don't know if there's many, if any, that have as long-standing of a legacy as Johnson does. I mean, 26 years. You think about if you've coached a 4-year college for 26 years. The full roster changes, well, every 4 years. In JUCO, it changes every 2. The amount of people who have walked through his locker room and have been impacted, it's an incredible amount. It's higher than any 4-year college would have. Now, maybe today it will be different because of the transfer portal and you see people, you know, changing colleges like they change their bed sheets, but it's 1-2 here as Shoppy advances to second versus the number 5 hitter. This is low. Shover out of Buna, along with his former teammate and now current teammate, reunited, Joey Kurtz, 406 hitter, 24 RBIs, and 28 stolen bases out of the 5 slot. As he pokes this one in the shallow right center field. This has a chance to drop, and it does not. Stays up in right long enough for Casey Gardner, and the inning is over. Brookdale looks to get their bats hot as Ty Powell drives in 1 run, or excuse me, Ty Powell scored the 1 run for the Dukes in the top of the first. We'll be right back. Bottom of the first, let's introduce Joey Kurtz, the pitcher for Buna from Buna for Cumberland this afternoon. 3.82 ERA in 66 innings. He's got 87 strikeouts compared to 27 walks. He's been doing himself quite well here for the Dukes. And they have earned the number 3 slot in this Region 19 Final Four. That one's outside. No, strike called. My apologies. Got a little ahead of myself there. It's 0-1. Big swing and a miss there, 0-2. I remember Kurtz very well during his 2023 senior season when he pitched Buna to a sectional championship over my alma mater, Audubon, 8-4. That one's fouled back. I mean, Buna High School's got one of the most interesting baseball fields you'll see, not because of its dimensions, but because of where it is. If you hit a home run in left center field, you're likely to disturb the horses. There's a horse pasture in left field, just beyond the outfield fence by about 10-15 feet. As the 0-2 is fouled back, but Dan Carignato taking good care of that program now as Tom Carney stepped down after the 2023 sectional championship, got bumped down to the national division in 2025, and playing a lot better baseball. Here's the 0-2. Another one fouled back. Ooh, off the top of the netting. Look out for the hot dog stand. And no errors on the fielders, but an error on the fan who tried to throw that ball back in. Not fundamental baseball. 0-2. Another one fouled back. First 3 for Brookdale will be Lopez, and you see now Justin Lopez, Declan Sheehan, and Shane Andrews. Fly ball right side. It's over and out of play. Still 0-2 here. Brookdale on a 10-game winning streak. Lopez out of Brooklyn, New York, and St. Joseph's by the Sea High School. The freshman major in criminal justice, batting .383 with 2 long balls, 35 RBIs, and 15 stolen bases. But what do we say? The one home run we saw in Game 1 was out to right field. You're not going to see them hit out to left in this ballpark unless you're Nick Avignano. This still stays alive. As Kurtz got to 85 that time. This will be pitch number 9 of the at-bat. 1-2 from Kurtz. Kicks and delivers inside, 2-2. Well, the good thing is for Brookdale here is that if you're working Kurtz's pitch count up, you want to kind of force him into the same situation Zach Stitchway was forced into in Game 1, where he did a good job but got the pitch count too high and they wanted to get that bullpen involved. As there's a foul ball. Number 11. They're going to run out of baseballs in a second. Here in Camden, it's cooled down a little bit with the sun going behind the clouds for now as the 2-2. Number 12 is inside. It's 3-2. It's going to take at least a baker's dozen to do it for the pitcher whose number is 2 dozen. Number 13 is ball 4. As Kurtz just missed the outside corner.
Center fielder number 55, Declan Sheehan.
So here's Declan Sheehan. Let's take a look at the Brookdale starting lineup for today, brought to you by Harper Driving School. First pitch on its way. We had Lopez and then Declan Sheehan. Shane Andrews is the catcher in the 3 spot. Gary John Perone in left. Anthony Martino at second base. Malik Little, the DH. Junior Nunez in the 7th slot, batting third. 7th slot, playing third. Rich Kernan and Casey Gardner rounding out the order. I think even if this inning ends pretty cleanly, I think that Kurtz is going to be a little bit affected. Maybe not internally, but just physically by how grueling that first at-bat was. They're going to throw back over to first. As Johnson delivers a command from the dugout. Again, the 26th year head coach here at Brookdale. And the 1-1. Whoa, that one is popped up. Right field. It's got some distance to it, but Sheehan flies out, got under it, and with the short porch in right field, that's not so short at all. Sheehan flies out for the first out of the bottom half.
Next up for the Jersey Blues, the catcher number 5, Shane Andrus.
I wouldn't worry about putting it back up until the sun comes back out. You're good. Here's Andrews, the catcher for the Jersey Blues. Runner goes, squares up to bunt, pulls back, throw is not, no, it is in time. Johnson can't believe it. Strike 1 is called. Second base umpire calls him out. And Johnson seems to disagree. It's 0-1 to Andrews. No balls and 2 strikes to Andrews. Now dealing with the bases empty. 1-0 Cumberland lead here in the bottom of the first. 0-2. And that is outside. This might be one of those games where both teams are upset with the umpires, but Gary John Perone on deck for the Jersey Blues. 1-2. Outside. 2-2 here. First 3 for Cumberland. After Shover will be Corey Jenkins in the 6th slot, to be followed by Jimmy Gallo and Chase Montgomery. This one is lined into right field, got on top of it, but gets a base hit. And Brookdale's got their first hit of the game, bringing up Perone.
Now batting the left fielder, number 3, Gary John Perone.
Gary John Perone out of Staten Island at Tottenville High School. 11 RBIs, no homers, but .327 average with 18 runs scored. Kurtz, first pitch fouled off towards the left side and out of play. One. Perone has played in 30 games for Brookdale this season. Outside 2-1. As we said, Jenkins will lead us off in the top half of the second. Here's the 2-1. That's lined into center field for a base hit. Back-to-back singles for the Jersey Blues, and they've got 2 on with 2 outs. And if they score, they'll won't have any Blues anymore. As Martino, the 5-hitter, bats for Brookdale. First pitch to Martino. He's got an 0-1 count here. Popped way up. Out towards short. Backpedaling, it drops. That will score a run. 2 will come in. And Brookdale takes advantage of a bad play at short, and they lead it 2-1. Yikes. And because that didn't hit his glove, it just went over his head. Can't be scored an error either. It is going to be a 2-run double for Martino. And now Malik Little is the batter after the miscue at short. I mean, that could change a lot of things here. That could change the psyche for Cumberland going into the second as they've got their 3rd hit of the inning and the 6th batter. It's 1-0. That's a big break, though, especially considering Johnson probably disagrees with that second out that was made at second base on the stolen bag attempt. A little bit of a makeup call. Not a makeup call, excuse me. A makeup situation. There's a ground ball out to short. This time, no, he does double clutch. Thought he might have had some more problems there, and the inning is over. We'll get our tongues out of a tongue twister. We'll get themselves untied. It's 2-1 after 1 as a 2-run hit by Martino, thanks to a Cumberland shortstop miscue, gives the Jersey Blues the lead. First pitch of the second is fouled back by Jenkins. We've seen Jenkins in a lot of predicaments. We've seen him at Highland, we've seen him in the Summer League, and now we've seen him at the collegiate level with Cumberland. There's a swing and a miss. 0-2. 7 batters came up. That one is outside, 1-2. As we said, Jenkins leads us off 6, 7, and 8 for Cumberland after 7 men came to the plate and scored 2 for Brookdale in the bottom of the first. Skips in. Two. Lined left field, that will drop for a base hit. Corey Jenkins with a single. And the former Highland left fielder sets it up for Jimmy Gallo, the catcher. Really could be a high-scoring one. I mean, at least with Salem and Gloucester, there was some semblance of, oh, that's going to go under Nunez's legs. It goes into left for an E5. And Cumberland's got 2 runners on, but this is exactly what I was just talking about before I got interrupted. in Salem and Gloucester, you had two very good pitchers in Gambone, and then you had Stitchway and then followed by Wallace for Gloucester. In this situation, I mean, Simonson's good, but he's definitely been hit around a couple of times in his season this year, especially against Gloucester back on April the 19th. So it'll be interesting to see how it works out. In a 2-1 game, that is a strike call. That's 0-1. First pitch was a strike to Montgomery. The 8-hitter for the Dukes here in the top of the second. Squares a bunt, it's fair. Nunez has it, throws for the lead runner. Did he get it there? Yes, he did. Nunez records the out, and there's one away, as that will be a 5-6 fielder's choice. Retires Jenkins, Gallo to second, Montgomery to first. Now here is Rivas. Rivas out to left center field, up there. It'll be this. Oh my goodness, he missed it. The left fielder and the center fielder didn't communicate. Now the ball gets dropped by Nunez, and the runner gets to second. Just a plain miscommunication issue, as the two Brookdale fielders went for the same real estate, and they both missed. And Cumberland's got the tying run on third again. And again, that has to be scored as a double because of it. Bases are loaded, excuse me. So no runs came in, but the bases are now loaded, as that will be scored a single. Reason why that was a single was because nobody moved over. Throw came in quickly to third from left center, so not too surprising. Misses, 2-0. 2 balls, no strikes, 2-1 Brookdale over Cumberland in the top half of the second inning. Swing and a miss from Simonson to Rivas. No, excuse me, to Powell, who singled in his first at-bat. 2 balls, 1 strike. Powell out of St. Joe's Hamilton, .374 hitter in his sophomore year, 38 RBIs, and 17 stolen bases out of the leadoff spot. .3-1 is a foul tip, made contact there. Three balls, 2 strikes, 1 out. Already 6 total hits in the first few frames of this one, as it's 3 balls, 2 strikes, 1 out. Simonson fouled back again by Powell, with Brenton Floyd on deck. That's ball 4, and the game is tied. Bases loaded, free pass. It scores Gallo, brings Montgomery to third, Rivas to second. And with the top of the lineup card already on base,
now batting the left fielder, number 11, Brendan Floyd.
Brendan Floyd is the batter. Johnson's coming out immediately. So the 26-year head coach, Johnny Johnson, coming out to talk to Christian Simonson and make sure everybody's on the same page. Talking with authority to his infield, and certainly the defense has made some mistakes, but bases are loaded here in the top of the second inning. And a quick mound visit keeps Simonson in the game. 1 ball, no strikes. Simonson looking back, and the pitch. Strike called. Good pitch right down the pipe there, 1-1. Left-hander Bunting out of Gloucester Catholic is on deck. 1-1 pitch is, they call time. Oh, time was called at the plate. No, never mind, they called a balk. They call the balk, and Simonson allows the leading run. As everybody moves over, a balk is called. It scores Montgomery, and now Cumberland leads 3-2. Here's the pitch. There's a ground ball foul. Oh, into the Jersey Blues dugout, and it's 1-2. One ball, 2 strikes to Brenton Floyd, again with JC's Bunting on deck. 1-2. Fastball drills him right in the ribs. And this is going to be a funky inning for Cumberland, as they have put themselves in a very good position here.
Now batting designated hitter number 28, Tyler Bunting.
Swing and a miss, powerful hack by Bunting. Strike called. Oh, 2, fouled back onto the soccer field. I'm curious where the RCSJ Gloucester team went. I guess they must have gone in the locker room or something after the game was over, because they're the only ones that actually have to stay. The team who loses this game will play Gloucester in the loser's bracket game, but they'll be playing back-to-back. The Roadrunners get the advantage as the number 1 seed after they lost the first to get a game break in between. As the 1-2, Bunting on the ground, got on top of it. This could be 2. There's 1. Around the horn, they got him. Gets Bunting at first. And a 4-6-3 double play ends it, but 2 runs come across for Cumberland, including the go-ahead on a balk. We are through an inning and a half here in Camden, 3-2. Brookdale scored 2 runs in the bottom half of the first inning, but Cumberland said, no, that's not enough. 8, 9, and 1. Or no, excuse me, 7, 8, and 9. Nunez, Kernan, and Gardner. As 6 men came up for Brookdale. 2 runs scored on a 2-run single by Martino. Kurtz delivers. Fouled straight back. That one hit our microphone. Just heard a loud ringing in my headset for like a good second there because the ball hit right underneath the microphone. That brings you the best of the best here in Camden. Nunez out towards shallow center field. Powell's going to have to go in for it, and it drops. Powell couldn't get there in time.
Now batting the first baseman, number 23, Rich Kernan.
As now Kernan is the batter for Brookdale. It's a base hit there, as that is the 8th combined hit. Really looking like this game could be very high scoring if it isn't already. Kind of like the Phillies and Cardinals game from last night, 14-7, and it was like, what, 9-7 in 4 innings? Oh, that's bobbled. They get the 1, throw to first is not in time. They get the 1, but not the second. Nunez retired at second, and there's 1 down. As Kernan dives in the first head first and gets in there safely.
Number 17, the right fielder, Casey Gardner.
Gardner looking to tie up the game here out of the 9 slot off of Kurtz. Strike called. A 1 from Kurtz, laced into right center field, actually towards the line. The outfield was shifted over, and Gardner beats him to it. Stop sign comes up at third. It's a 1-out double for Gardner. It's the 5th hit for the Jersey Blues. And now they've got 2 runners in scoring position here to turn the lineup card back over to Lopez.
6, the shortstop, Justin Lopez.
Everybody just seems to be hitting the ball very well. Might be one of those games where it's just back and forth. You hit some, I hit some. Tomato, tomato, potato, potato. Like, there's just a lot of different things that can go on here. And it's already 3-2 in the bottom of the second inning. It's not going to get any easier for these teams to get quick outs. This one's hit down the right field line by Justin Lopez. It's foul. He walked and was called out at second base in the bottom of the first inning. This broadcast is brought to you by Garden State Pet Center. Keep your pet happy and healthy today with the most organic food products available in South Jersey. You can visit today or 7 days a week at 226 South Whitehorse Pike in Audubon. 0-1 hits him right in the caboose, and the bases are loaded for Brookdale. It's the second hit by pitch of the game after having none in 12 innings versus Salem and Gloucester. And now one of Cumberland's assistants will come out to talk to Joey Kurtz here. Well, nobody's warming up in the Cumberland bullpen, so you can assume that this is not going to be the end of the road for Kurtz. I think that there would need to be a lot more to go wrong for Kurtz to get pulled this early. I think the trend right now is going towards this being a very offense-heavy game. But we'll have to see. Umpire's going to walk out, try to break up the mound visit with Declan Sheehan ready to bat. He's 0 for 1, flew out to right his first time. I'll tell you this, I mean, this day has turned around from start to finish. I mean, listen, we got here around 10:30 this morning, and it was foggy. You couldn't even see the other side of the bridge. It kind of cut off, and just in general, it was muggy. It wasn't really that nice. Now look what we've got. Welcome to Jersey. Anything can happen with the weather in about 4 hours. And yeah, I know Florida's worse. I'm just saying, this is nice. This is so much better than what we had when we got here this morning. As the 1-0 from Kurtz is strike called on the outside corner, 1-on-1. One ball, one strike with the bases loaded. Here's the pitch. Sheehan with a short swing ground ball. Oh, it gets past the shortstop. It's going to trail down to third. Now they're going to try to get the out there. He slides. He is safe. That is going to score. Yeah, that's going to be 2 runs home. And Brookdale has taken the lead again. It's 4-3. As the back and forth jockey continues.
Now batting the catcher, number 5, Shane Andrews.
So that is going to be an E4 on the throw down. Puts Lopez on third, Sheehan on second, scores Kernan and Gardner. And now Andrews is the batter, the catcher. That one skips or trails away, but the catcher hangs onto it. Good crowd still filing in here for the second game in the Final Four. The 4 teams included Salem, RCSJ Gloucester, Brookdale, and RCSJ-Cumberland. Brookdale and Gloucester, the mainstays from last year. Salem, after again being like Camden and not or being close to not having a program just a few years ago, they made it and they won. And then Northampton, who made it last year as the 3 seed, but made it all the way to the championship round, they lost their bid. They barely even cracked 500 this year, I should say. I was very surprised by that. I mean, Middlesex, they had a very sophomore-heavy team, and maybe Northampton was the same way, if my memory serves right. But in JUCO, you can't really – it's not like college where you can say, oh, there's a big senior class. Because even if your JUCO team is mostly freshmen, there's a good chunk that are only going to stay around for 1 year. And then they'll go and play NCAA ball or they'll go and play somewhere else. So the roster turnover in JUCO is astonishing as somebody who is relatively new to the organization. Andrews walks, and after Brookdale sent 6 men to the plate in the first, this is batter number 7 in the second. It's going to be Gary John Perrone. I've just been very surprised overall. I think that, first of all, Cumberland putting up 3 runs, that's big for them, but how long can this back-and-forth battle last? Is Brookdale going to do the same thing and have troubles in the top of the third? Or it's going to come down to who settles down faster. Because both of these teams right now, I mean, they are as settled and calm as a cat when you drop it in hot water. Like, it's not what you want to see. That one is hit down the left field line by Gary John Perrone. It is foul. And it's 0-2. Oh, and 2 count to the left fielder, Gary John Perrone, who singled in his first at-bat. A lot of trains going over the bridge here as we get past the morning commute and head back over into the Jersey State as the 0-2. That one is down the left field line again, foul, skipping in towards the bullpen. Still no balls, 2 strikes. And the 0-2. Ground ball, first base side. They'll double clutch to second. They got him there. The run scores. And you can make that 5-3 Brookdale. As it'll be a 3-6 fielder's choice.
Now batting the second baseman, number 4, Anthony Martino.
Out at second is Andrews, which may have served him well considering he'll be catching. But this is the same predicament we saw in the softball tournament when we were at RCSJ last weekend. The big difference is this one's popped up back over our heads. But at least with last week's tournament, you were guaranteed to play 2 games. Regardless of whether you won or lost, you were guaranteed to play 2 games. In this situation, you only play 2 games if you lose. As there's a fly ball out to right center field, going over and making the catch is Jenkins to retire the side. 8 batters, 3 runs, and a wild first 2 innings. Offense is red hot, and the Jersey Blues are the ones to take advantage of it. 5-3 after 2.
In life, the road ahead is full of possibilities, but to navigate it safely, you need the right skills. Harper Driving School is the premier driving school serving Gloucester, Salem, and Camden counties. With experienced instructors, many of whom are teachers in local schools, we are dedicated to your success and will help you master the road with confidence. With an over 95% success rate of students passing their road test on their first try, you know your student will be in good hands while embarking on a huge step of their young adult lives, all while avoiding the lines at the DMV and getting insurance discounts.
We chose Harper, and so should you.
The first baseman, number 26, Tyler Shelby.
We're through 2. It's a high-scoring affair here in Game 2. 5-3 Brookdale over Cumberland as Simonson still working here versus 4, 5, and 6. Shoppy, Shover, and Jenkins, the batters in the top half of the third. This broadcast is brought to you by Harper Driving School. Over 90% of students who take their New Jersey State driving test with Harper pass on the first attempt. If you like those odds, you could book an appointment today at Suite 4 of the Total Turf Complex in Pittman at 614 Lambs Road. Oh, 2. Swing and a miss. It's the first strikeout for Brookdale, and it's the first out of the third.
Now batting, second baseman, number 19, Cole Shover.
Here is Shover. Again, another fellow Buna product along with Joey Kurtz. No action in either bullpen. Again, like I said, the winner of this game could very well be the first pitcher to settle down. And Simonson right now looks like he's trending in that direction. However, there's only 1 out in the inning, so you can't really guarantee anything by any stretch of the imagination. That one's fouled back. It'll be 0-2 with Jenkins on deck. Oh, 2. High chopper out to third. Nunez has it. Picked up. Throw across is high. Almost a collision. They say yes. They're going to say he's out there. A tough call. First base umpire's got the best view of it there.
Right fielder number 30, Corey Jenkins.
2 away. So Jenkins again, the right fielder hailing from Highland. Here's the 0-1. Hit him. Let's take a look at that replay from just the other play. See if they got him here.
Next up, the catcher,
Hard to
number
tell.
25,
Nunez lines
Gallo.
up a good throw, throws it down. It's high. Our view's a little bit blocked by the catcher, but either way, that's a tough call. And Jenkins reaches first. And that first pitch is lined right to Nunez. They throw it back across the diamond, I guess for out number 4, and the inning is over. It's better than none. What's better than 3? 4. The inning is over. For the first time today, we've gone a half inning without a run being scored. And going to the bottom of the third, it's 5-3 Brookdale.
Now batting the designated hitter, number 24, Malik Little.
Malik Little is the batter here in the bottom of the, top of the third. No, yeah, bottom of the third. Sorry. I was reading the scoreboard wrong. First time today that a run wasn't scored in a certain half inning. 1 and 2 for Cumberland, 2 and 3 for Brookdale. As that is laced into right field. Back is Jenkins, and he makes the catch. Fell right into his lap that time. And Little is retired for the first out in the third. The only batter not to hit for Brookdale. Here's the first pitch. Bunt to Nunez. Was a strike called, 0-1. Another one popped up foul out on the Delaware Ave. That road's been getting that's not a word, peppered with foul balls today. Across both games. Kernan on deck, the left-hander. Ground ball. Out to short. Straight away, and it's in time. 6-3 ground out. And there's 2 away.
First baseman, number 23, Rich Kernan.
So Kernan, the batter for Brookdale. Kernan fouls it off down the left field side out of play, 0-1. And then Gardner on deck for the Jersey Blues. Popped up foul. Kernan, right field, hit well. It is gone. Rich Kernan leaves the building out to right center field. And Brookdale extends their lead with a long ball out to right center. And the Jersey Blues now lead it 6-3. Big hit there. As a solo shot to right center clears the outfield fence. And Gardner will now bat with 2 away in the bottom of the 3rd inning. There's a strike called, 0-1. Strike 2. For Kernan, the sophomore at Middletown North, that was his 5th home run of the year with 35 RBIs. 0-2 from Kurtz, outside. The batter now, Casey Gardner out of Colts Neck, the freshman, batting .435, 6 homers, 28 RBIs, and 14 stolen bases. So he's also got potential for leaving the yard. That's bullet right to second base. It's caught. Inning over. Rich Kernan leaves the building in the bottom of the 3rd with a solo home run to right center field. We'll be right back. 6-3, Jersey Blues. Top of the 4th inning. Simonson starts off the inning with an 0-1 count. Fly ball right field. Straight away. Caught by Gardner. There's 1 down. So Montgomery lines out to right. It'll be Rivas to be followed by Ty Powell. 9 and then 1 for the Dukes. Sinker ball catches the zone, 0-1. That one's downstairs, 1-1 here. 1 out quickly on the line out to right to start off the top of the 4th. And the pitch, that one is bunted. They're going to call it a foul ball, and it's 1-2. One, two. Outside. Missed a little bit upstairs that time. Hot shot in between 3rd and short. Little cue shot. Throw down to first is off the bag. First baseman fell down. And that will be in there for Rivas. They'll score it as an infield single. Back to the top of the card for Ty Powell. Strike called to Powell, 0-1. 1 for 1, a single and a walk to his name today. With the trains coming over the city, it is 5:05, so it could very well be the first train out of the work commute. That ball gets away, goes into right center field. Cumberland gets up, he's going to go. Throw down to third will not be in time. He steals 2 bases, 1 on the throw, 1 on the error. And Jenkins gets in there safely, but he might have hurt himself on the slide. No, they're... He's got to touch the bag, though, at third. There we go. Excuse me, Rivas, not Jenkins. Counts 1-1. Outside. 2 balls, 1 strike. Back to Powell. Again, a single and a walk to his name today. Now he's got a runner on third. Here's the pitch. Hit out towards left center field. Got some good distance on it. Going back, it is caught. This will score a run for Cumberland, and they cut the deficit to 2 on a sacrifice fly. Already in just 3 innings and 2/3, we've got 10 combined runs on the scoreboard. It's 6-4. As Powell hits a sacrifice fly to left for the second out of the inning, bringing up Brendan Floyd. Inside. Two balls, no strikes. Floyd with a ground out and a hit by pitch, and it's 3-0 quickly here. Strike called, 3-1. Strike called there, 3-2. This one's hit well, right field. Coming in is Gardner. He makes the catch. Side is retired. Cumberland gets one back on a sacrifice fly by St. Joe's Ty Powell. It's 6-4 going to the bottom of the 4th. Bottom of the fourth inning here in Camden, 6-4. Oh! Darn, that's got to hurt. Squared up to bunt. Lopez got hit. I think he may have hit it and then got hit in the hand. I'm not sure because you heard the clink of the bat, but it's 0-1. Top of the order for Brookdale. Umpire taking a little bit extra time there to make sure that Lopez is okay. Lopez, Sheehan, and Andrews, 1, 2, and 3 for the Jersey Blues in the bottom half of the fourth. 6-4 ball game. Here's the pitch. That's a hot shot, ripped out towards short. Ball meets him at the chest. Throw to first is in time. Met by Shoppy. And a 6-3 ground out is the first out of the fourth.
Declan Sheehan.
Oh, 1. The train passes overhead. That's odd. Train actually slowed down going over the bridge towards the baseball field. Usually don't see that. Maybe there's a little bit of a log jam ahead of them over at the, I think it's, might be Liberty Square Station. I don't think it's Liberty Square. I think there's a couple of stations in Camden. I just can't remember the name of it. Sheehan strikes out.
The catcher,
2
5,
strikeouts.
Shane Andrews.
Johnson disagrees with the call. Andrews has reached base twice out of the 3 slot, a single in the first and a walk in the second inning with Gary John Perone, the cleanup man, on deck. That one is down. Can't count how many times Johnny Johnson has said, let's go, let's go, let's go. One's fouled back, right side. It's 1-1 here. Six to 4, Brookdale in the bottom of the fourth inning. Hot shot to third, foul. That ball actually got trapped in the netting down the third base line. Kind of slid in perfectly between a crease in the net and the padded barrier along the third base wall, same as they have behind the plate here. 1-2. Check swing, says no. That's the right call that time. Didn't go around. It's 2-2. Remember, if the winner of this game gets to go home and they'll play at 12 noon tomorrow. And then the loser of this game plays RCSJ Gloucester at 6 p.m. An under the lights game. Count is 3-2 here. As it's a 3-2 count and the full count pitch lined out towards third. Diving stop, throw down in time. Beautiful play at third by Rivas. And the inning is over. Nice dive to get that one rolling, and after 4, it's Brookdale 6, Cumberland 4. Tyler Bunting leads us off in the top of the 5th inning as the Gloucester Catholic alum swings and misses. 0-1, Bunting, Shoppy, and Shover. Swing and a miss. Hot shot over the middle. That is into center field for a base hit for Tyler Bunting. And after going 0 for 2, gives Cumberland their 5th hit of the game in a 2-run game, and the tying run, Tyler Shoppy, will bat here. Excuse me, their 6th hit of the game. 11 total between both teams in what has been a relatively high-scoring affair. Inside, 1-0. Simonson set, delivers. That also doesn't go. 2-0. Strike called there. 2-1. Two and two now. Shoppy, the first baseman, dealing with a runner on first. And nobody out. Here's the pitch. No. 3-2. Three balls, 2 strikes. Cumberland 4, Brookdale 6. Simonson set, delivers. Swing and a miss. Works the count full and then retires him on a strikeout swinging.
Now batting is
And now it is
second
Cole
baseman, number 19,
Shover.
Cole Shover.
Shover versus Simonson. First pitch. Lined right center field. This is going to split the gap. Gets down. Picked up by Gardner. Holding there. It's a base hit. 2 singles here in the 5th for Cumberland, and they've got the tying run aboard for Corey
Right
Jenkins.
Fielder, number 30, Corey Jenkins.
That's a ground ball out to short. Picked up. There's 1. There's 2. They turn the double play, and the inning is over. They go 6-4-3 this time, and going to the bottom of the 5th, it is 6-4. Bottom of the 5th inning at the halfway mark of this one in game 2, 6-4 Brookdale. Outside, Gary John Perrone is the batter, as Brookdale turned a double play to get themselves out of trouble in the top half of the inning. And after a very hot start to the game offensively for both teams, things are settling in, and a little bit shockingly, both teams are, well, keeping their pitchers in. And remember, I think it should be noted that whoever loses this game will be playing a back-to-back versus RCSJ Gloucester, the back-to-back national champions. That's hit out to left field. It's going to be over the head of everybody. Goes back into the left field corner. Perrone is going to go to third. He's got the green light. He's going to stop there. Ball had some trouble getting in. It's a triple for Gary John Perrone as he pokes it into the left side. Gets himself 3 bases.
Next
And
for
now
Brookdale,
Martino will be the
baseman
batter.
Anthony Martino.
So a leadoff 3-bagger for Gary John Perrone. Kurtz, first pitch, inside at the knees, 1-0. Martino had a 2-run single in the first, both of Brookdale's first inning offensive runs. But a lot of lead changes in the early part. Cumberland took the lead, and then Brookdale took the lead, and then Cumberland got it back. Brookdale got it back. Haven't given up that lead since. It's a 6-4 game. Cumberland got 1 run back in the top of the 4th on a sacrifice fly, but that's been the last inkling of offense so far. Just shy of 5:30 here in Camden. Game 3 was supposed to start at around 6 p.m., but doesn't appear like that's going to be the case today, as that one's flown out towards right field. It's hit pretty well. Going back, Jenkins, it is caught. Gary John Perrone will come in. He will score. And the Jersey Blues lead at 7-4, and they wipe the bases clean with a sacrifice fly to right. 1 away.
Designated hitter Malik Little.
Here is Malik Little, batting out of the designated hitter spot in the 6th position for the Jersey Blues. 0 for 2, ground out and a line out to right. That one is down. Excuse me, I got tripped up there. I saw the scoreboard call the strike. 0-1, outside there. Little to be followed by Junior Nunez in the order with 1 away in the 5th. That one's line foul. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Way up and in. Trailed back Little there. And it's 2-2. There is an arm getting loose for Brookdale, but not fully warming up yet. That's a 2-2. Poked out towards short. Shortstop back at the edge of the grass. Dives to first. He is safe. Got pulled off the bag. So without the shortstop charging, caused an issue there, and now Little gets on. The pitcher warming up is going to be number 11, Tyler Spencer.
Third baseman Junior Nunez.
That'll be Cumberland's 3rd error of the day. And a new chance for Brookdale to score some more here. Their first run since the 3rd. After a scoreless 4th, and there's a strike. 2 runs in the 1st, 3 in the 2nd, 1 in the 3rd. Scoreless 4th, and then another one in the bottom half of the 5th here in Camden. 0-1. Ground ball 3rd base side. That's put in play. Throw across the diamond is in time. Instead of going for 2, they get the easy out at first. It moves Martino to 2nd. Excuse me, Little to 2nd. And Nunez is retired on a 5-3. Second out. Bringing up the left-hander,
First baseman, number 23,
Rich Kernan. Kernan homered in his last at-bat. Feels like a footnote in this game with how weird it's been, but 13 total hits for both sides, and one of them was Kernan's long ball in the third, as that one's fouled back. It was a solo shot with 2 outs. It was the only offense of the inning, but usually you don't see that. In innings that have home runs, sometimes you see some extra additions tacked on to the end as he throws it down to second. 1-1 is the count. Kernan grounded into a fielder's choice his first time and 1 for 2 today. 0-1. Strike called, 1-2. One ball, 2 strikes to Kurtz, or rather from Kurtz to Kernan. Runner on second for the Jersey Blues. Kurtz looks back and the pitch. Inside. 2-2. The right fielder Casey Gardner will be next for Brookdale in a 7-4 Jersey Blues lead. Winner gets to go home. Loser has to stay and play the Roadrunners as the 1-2 just swing and a miss. Kernan is retired and the inning is over. They do get 1 on a sacrifice fly, but that's all she wrote. After 5, it's 7-4 Brookdale over Cumberland.
Garden State Pet Center is an independently owned full-service pet store. Our specialty is promoting companionship between people and animals by providing the healthiest product choices available, including all-natural foods, supplements that support and relieve health issues, and innovative products for pet parents. Our goal is to provide our customers with a relaxing environment, and while we're not striving to be the biggest store on the East Coast, we're striving to be the best. No other pet store will make you feel at home like we do. At Garden State Pet Center, we view pets as members of the family. We don't believe in fast, high-pressure sales, but instead matching up the right pet with the right owners, as you are making a lifelong commitment. Together with our team members, we would like your visit to our store to be both enjoyable and educational. Simply drop in and take a look around. View the birds, reptiles, small animals, toys, food, cages, and miscellaneous items. Learn of the services we have to offer and decide for yourself if this is the store you'd like to call your home away from home.
Victor Santucci, owner of Garden State Pet Center. Visit us today at 226 South Whitehorse Pike in Audubon, New Jersey. We're open 7 days a week for all of your pets' needs.
Jimmy Gallo leads us off in the top half of the 6th as that one misses low. Two balls, no strikes to Gallo. Make that 3-0. To Gallo is going to be down low. It's a 4-pitch walk. Gallo with a free pass. He reaches base for the second time today. As now Montgomery will bat and Johnny Johnson will come out to talk to his man Simonson. There is the right-hander warming up in the pen. Simonson was flaring out the baseball a little bit. I'm not sure what he was doing there, but they're just talking it over at this point, making sure everybody's on the same page. I mean, listen, they've got a 3-0 lead. I think it would be different, though, if it was a 3-0 game because Brookdale's got the offense, but Cumberland has certainly given Brookdale a run for their money in terms of the offensive production. With Montgomery now, he'll be followed by Rivas.
Now batting for RCSJ-Cumberland is the shortstop, Chase Montgomery.
Montgomery again, the shortstop. Reached on a fielder's choice and lined. One-0 squares up to bunt again. And it's 1-1. Hit out towards right center field. It's caught by at the second base. One away now.
Now batting third baseman, number 31, David Rivas.
Yeah. 0-1's the count. Having some issues with our scoreboard here. Please excuse us. It's 0-2. So a pop out to second base and an 0-2 count. Floated out towards right by Rivas. It's foul. O2 is chopped out towards third. Nunez cuts him off. Throw is in time. Close call there, but he got the second out.
Center fielder, number 27.
Gallo does advance to second. 2 away, runner on second for the Jersey Blues. Excuse me, for the Dukes. Oh, 1 is the count. That ball's ripped right field. Gardner going back. It is caught, and he crashes into the wall hard right in front of the 343 sign. The inning is over. We go to the bottom of the sixth in game 2. It is 7-4.
Leading off for Brookdale.
We're going to the
right
bottom of
fielder,
the
Casey
sixth. It is
Gardner.
7-4. Gardner gets us started for the Jersey Blues. It is Gardner, Lopez, and Sheehan in the the second of 3 games being played today, as Gardner takes a strike called. Gardner, Lopez, and Sheehan. The first game ended in 12 innings. Salem over RCSJ Gloucester 6-5. Sacrifice fly by the Mighty Oaks won it for the Roadrunners' first conference loss in over a year. One. Swing and a miss. 1-2. One, 2 from Kurtz. Strike 3, punch out that time.
Shortstop number 6, Justin Lopez.
Gardner goes down on strikes as now Lopez, who with a walk, a hit by pitch, and a 6-3 ground out, bats here in the bottom of the 6th. Again, I think that Kurtz here staying in the game for the reason that if they dive too far into the bullpen, they risk being too short for game 3. And if you don't win at least one, you're out today, as that's flown right center field. And it's caught. 2 away.
And now batting for Brookdale, the center fielder number 55, Declan Sheehan.
So Lopez flew out towards right center field. He's now 0 for 2 today. And Sheehan now bats in the bottom of the 6th with a fly out, an error, and a strikeout looking. So he's done a little bit of everything. Outside, 1-0. Fouled back. One ball, one strike. That one is hit out towards third. Nice scoop. Throw to first is in time. Good way to rebound at the chest, and the inning is over. We go to the top of the 7th, 7-4. Brandon Floyd leads us off in the top of the 7th inning. Christian Simonson, the pitcher, still dealing here. Again, both of these teams, I think, are trying to send their pitchers out there for as long as they can in the hopes that they don't have to use their bullpen by winning, but they're also prepping for if they lose and then they have to play a back-to-back versus RCSJ Gloucester. Again, a team that's 47 and now 5 after their loss to Salem. Hot shot foul over towards the Brookdale bullpen. Nice scoop by the bullpen catcher out there. And it's 1-2. Some folks still hanging out here from the Roadrunner crew as RCSJ prepares to get back in it. Team's not, I don't think the team left, honestly. I think that they are either hanging out in their bus somewhere or maybe in the locker room. Or maybe they did go back to campus. I'm not sure. I doubt that they did. Because that would be a very quick turnaround. You'd probably only have about an hour of rest, and even then you'd have about 30 minutes both ways of traveling. 2-2, ground ball in the left. That's a fair ball down the left field line. It hit off of the left field post, and it ricocheted. Now the throw gets away a little bit. Johnny Johnson is coming out right away, calls for time, and he immediately calls for the left-hander. Doesn't give Simonson any doubt of the imagination, and he'll pull him here in the top of the 7th. Simonson's day is done. He finishes his day with just 2 strikeouts, both to the same batter, Shoppy. And they'll bring in Tyler Spencer here, the left-hander. With a runner on second in the top of the 7th in game 2, it's 7-4. We'll be right back.
Now batting for Cumberland, designated hitter
Tyler Spencer pitching for Brookdale. Christian Simonson's day is done with 3 strikeouts across 6 innings. He gave up 8 hits, 4 runs. As now this one's fouled down the left field line. And Brookdale now in the 7th inning, wasting no time, getting another arm warmed up. Spencer out of Colts Neck in the Shore Conference at a freehold. This is his 14th appearance, 4.7 ERA. So I apologize, I must have been looking at the Brookdale bullpen funny because as you can see on the hill, that is not a right-hander. That is not a left-hander. That is indeed the right-hander, Tyler Spencer. He's got a 1.26 ERA, 39 Ks in 51 2/3. You know, I think where I got confused was that when Johnny Johnson went out to call for the bullpen, he put up his left hand, even though there wasn't a left-hander warming up there, just to kind of signal that, you know, the only guy that was warming up is the guy that he wants in. That ball is ripped into right by Bunning. It gets down. It takes a high hop off the wall. Gardner has trouble with it. Diving into second and safely getting back-to-back doubles It was a double for Floyd. Now it's an RBI double for Bunting. It is 5-7 now in favor of Brookdale, and it's
First
a
baseman,
two-run
number
lead.
26, Tyler Shuppy.
Shoppy is the batter. He had an RBI single in the first, but 2 strikeouts, was responsible for Simonson's only strikeouts of the game. Cumberland's dugout getting excited. Here's the pitch. That one is dribbled up the first base line on the bunt. Gets it over. There's one away. Sacrifice is successful, 1-3.
Second baseman, number 19, Cole Shover.
So here's Shover now. 1 for 3, fly out, ground out, and a single back in the 5th. The right-hander warming up for Brookdale, and the left field bullpen will be Luke Roccasano out of CBA in Spring Lake, New Jersey. A lot of Shore Conference products as expected, as the 1-0 is high, 2-0. And now a quick meeting here. Tying runs at the plate in the top of the 7th. You know, it's time to start talking about that, and it's time to start thinking about those tough decisions. If you're Brookdale, you know, how long do you let him run? It's not that he's having many problems. It's kind of problems that he inherited, all stringing from that leadoff double by Brendan Floyd. That was then followed by the RBI double to right by Tyler Bunting, and then Shoppy moved the runner over with a sacrifice bunt. So, yeah, can't really blame Spencer too much here. That one's up above the letters. It's 3-2. .30 is a strike. Three balls, 1 strike. It's hit out towards right center field. It's going to drop for a base hit. Scoring is Bunting. RBI single. They'll hold him there for Shover. And just like that, it's a 1-run game, and now Johnson has had enough already. They're going to pull him in, they're going to pull him out again. Johnson with a very short leash for his right-hander Spencer. They bring him out and bring up Luke Roccasano. As in the top of the 7th inning, it is 7-6. Brookdale hanging on by 1 run.
Garden State Pet Center is an independent.
May is Mental Health Awareness Month. It is the responsibility of all of us to make sure that our friends, family, and anybody who we hold dear in our lives is feeling well. The problem with spotting mental health issues is that the symptoms aren't that obvious. Just because someone is okay or appears okay on the outside doesn't mean that they're okay on the inside. It's important that if they are in distress, that they call the right people and they get the help that they need.
And it is very important that we treat each other with respect, regardless of who you are or where you come from. But it is just as important that we treat ourselves with respect, regardless of the situation going on in our lives.
If you're in distress, you can call this number, 988, or you can visit any of these websites if you're not in distress, but would like to learn more information about mental health awareness and research.
Well, the outing for Tyler Spencer lasted precisely 3 batters. And now Roccasano is in as Brookdale and Johnny Johnson had a very short leash on him. Raquisano, 6'5", 200-pound freshman. 9th appearance of the year, all in relief, 9 innings, 2 ERA, 1.33 whip, and 11 Ks. 1 ball, 1 strike. Jenkins had a single, a hit by pitch, and a double play. So he's had the high highs and the low lows with the 1-1. Runner goes, gets in there without issue. And Johnson telling his catcher, you got to throw it. Would have been a tough play anyway, but it puts the tying run in the scoring position and really puts things into perspective here for Cumberland. 2-1. Hit it off the knob of the bat, or at least off the handle, got jammed, and it's 2-2. Here's the 2-2. Way up there. Second baseman calls for it, and he makes the catch. 2 down. And now Jimmy Gallo will bat in a 7-6 Brookdale lead. Johnson asking for a shift. There's the first pitch from Raquisano excuse me, I butchered that. Raquisano. Oh, 1 in the dirt. 1 ball, 1 strike. As the train passes overhead, the 1-1 is outside, 2-1. Johnson and the umpire exchanging some words there, as he's not happy about the strike zone, and that's the one thing you can't argue about in baseball, balls and strikes. Oh. That hit Andrews there. Tells his coach he's okay. I think it got him in the hand. Two balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. It's a 7-6 game in favor of Brookdale. They have 7 runs on 6 hits. Cumberland has 6 on 10. But they've committed 3 errors in the field, which has certainly helped Brookdale's offensive output. 2-2. With 2 away, runner goes. He is lightning fast. It's off the mound. It's picked up at second. Throw to first is in time. And while he was waiting to get all the way around, by the time he got home, it was not in time, and the inning is over. Cumberland just couldn't tie up the game, and now Brookdale looks for some insurance in the bottom of the 7th. Stretch time here in Camden, 7-6. Bottom of the 7th inning, Andrews is the batter for Brookdale. And, well, I'll tell you this. After getting banged up with his hand with 2 outs in the top half of the inning, he's got a very quick turnaround to hitting here in the bottom of the 7th, again off of Kurtz. There is a right-hander. There's actually several people up in the pen for Cumberland. Andrews crushes the ball out to center field, going back, and it's caught. Powell in center field makes the catch. Tricked us a little bit, and Andrews with a long fly ball and a long walk back to the dugout. It's 1 away. 7-6 Brookdale here in the bottom of the 7th. Stretch time in Camden. The next game to be played will be Salem versus RCSJ Gloucester versus the loser of this game. Oh, it's fouled back. Here's the 0-1. That one is down. 1-1 here. Right-hander in the pen for Cumberland is Joey Gallagher. Outside 2-1. Two balls, 1 strike. Fouled off towards the left side. Two balls, 2 strikes, 1 away, and the pitch. That's bulleted in the right center field for a base hit for Gary John Perrone. And he gets a 1-out single in the bottom of the 7th. Now bringing up Anthony Martino.
Now batting the second baseman, Anthony Martino.
With little on deck for the Jersey Blues, it's a ball that misses there, 1-0. So with Gallagher up in the pen, it seems like there's another arm that has been kind of warming up in sync with him. But the Rutgers-Camden bullpen here really only allows for 1 pitcher on each side to warm up at a time, which makes it difficult for that kind of long-term planning. So usually you have 1 guy warming up and then you send somebody else out. Sometimes you have a pitcher throw 5 pitches and then he sits down and then the other person throws 5, and you sometimes see that change. But most fields have 2 slots for the bullpen, but because of how kind of crammed everything is, not in a bad way, but those foul lines, there's not a lot of room there for the part that juts out down into the right field and left field corner. So by having the bullpens on the field, you end up having that kind of conundrum with only being able to warm up 1 player at a time. I mean, who knows if they had, Spencer and Sacramento out there back-to-back, if they had both of those guys warming up, who knows who would have come in first. Maybe it would have been Spencer. I'm not exactly sure. But count is 2-0 for Buna's Joey Kurtz here in the Final Four of the Region 19 Final Four in the NJCAA. 2-1 is the count. 7-6 Brookdale. They got 2 runs in the first, 3 in the second, and 1 in the third, including a home run from Rich Kernan. Grounder out to third. It's picked up. Throw to second for 1, on to first. Throw is going to be airmailed. It hits off the side of the dugout, and the Brookdale runner will stay put. There is 2 outs, though, as they try to go around the horn, only get 1/2 of the equation.
Malik Little.
Here is Little. Inside. Remember, every game does have mercy rule mercy rule stuff in effect, except for the championship game. However, both games have been close enough to where it hasn't even been a thought. That one skips away. Runner trots down to second base. That's a ground ball foul. Fouled straight back. 2-2. And then Nunez will follow Little in the order for the Jersey Blues if the inning continues. Brookdale's dugout getting fired up. Cumberland's trying to shut it down, avoiding any insurance here in a one-run game, 7-6. Runner moves and outside, 3-2. Gives Brookdale another lifeline here. I mean, this is a battle of young versus old. A 26-year head coach in Johnny Johnson, and then, of course, the very young Joey Gorman leading Cumberland. That's a ground ball out towards second. It's going to dive into center field for a base hit. Coming around third is Gary John Perrone. He will score. It's an RBI single. And it's a 3-2, on a 3-2 count. It is now an 8-6 game. Gorman's going to come out, and I think that after long last, that's going to mark the end of the day for Joey Kurtz. He may just be talking it over for all I know. I'd be surprised, though, if it wasn't being taken out. I mean, he's given up 8 runs, but again, you also have to think about it from the other side of the coin. If Cumberland loses this game, they have to go back-to-back with the back-to-back national champions in the Roadrunners. So, the way I see it, I think that, and yeah, they're going to take Joey Kurtz out. Very good round of applause from the Cumberland faithful. We'll have a pitching change. Joey Gallagher comes in for the Dukes, bottom of the 7th inning, 2 outs. Joey Gallagher looking for the last out of the 7th as Brookdale's got to run home.
16, Joey Gallagher.
Another one fouled back, and it's quickly 0-2. The pitcher for Cumberland, Joey Gallagher out of Newman Goretti in Philadelphia, 3.04 ERA, 23 and 2/3, a whip of 1.35, and 23 strikeouts. Nunez out towards the right center field side. Straight away for Jenkins, and he makes the catch. They hold him to 1 on an RBI single by Malik Little and go into the 8th. Cumberland down to their last 6 outs in game 2. It's 8-6. Yeah, go ahead. Top of the 8th inning. First pitch by Montgomery is a ground ball. Up to first. Tags the bag. 1 away. This broadcast is brought to you by the Dangerous Adrenaline Wrestling Gladiators, or Dog Pro Wrestling, New Jersey's premier pro wrestling organization with high-flying events and nonstop entertainment throughout the Garden State. You can visit their website today for future information on all events at dawgprowrestling.com. Also, if you're a small business owner interested in advertising with us at Dan Wilkins Broadcasting, you can send me an email at thedanwilkinsshow@gmail.com. That email is in the description of this YouTube video. And we'll send you more information, including a flyer on how to get involved in the advertising game here on DWB in front of over 100,000 annual viewers and over 6,000 social media followers across Instagram, X, and Facebook. Joey Kurtz's final line, 6 2/3. They kept him in a long time. He gave up 8 runs, but 2 walks and 3 strikeouts along with a hit by pitch. As it's 2-1 to the 9-hitter Rivas. That hits him right in the caboose. That will get him a hit by pitch here in the top of the 8th. Not the first of that kind today.
Now batting, center fielder, Ty Powell.
And welcome to a night in Camden after 6 o'clock. The dirt bikes come out and the illegal ATVs. That's my biggest criticism of Camden, is that they have done so much to bring themselves. I mean, I'm not even going to say it, but everybody knows the reputation Camden had back 10, 20 years ago. And that throws behind him to Powell. But everybody knows what they thought of Camden. And then they have done so much to clean up their image in the last 5 to 10 years, and they still aren't doing enough, in my opinion. They'll ticket you for parking illegally in a town that barely has any parking, but they won't do anything about the dirt bikes. They won't do anything about the people riding the ATVs and wheeling down the streets and blasting the boom boxes. Like, listen, I don't think that's the most pressing issue in Camden, but there's other ways to go about it. That one ricochets off the mound, picked up at short, threw across is in time. There's 2 away. Does move the runner Rivas to third. But there's so many good things about the city. There's this stadium. Obviously, Campbell's Field was nice, but I think that this field having the pop-up bleachers, the little rolling press box, it's a very get-up-and-go kind of field. There's not 6,000 seats or a whole bunch of security gates you have to worry about. It's one entrance and one exit. There's one set of bathrooms. It's turf. It's a lot lower maintenance, and also it's a lot freer on the schedules than Campbell's Field was. So I think that's where that stands right now as the 0-1. Oh, he hit that off the knob, and it's 0-2. Is it? Oh, how about that for a – that's a trick shot right there. It landed right in the crease between the facade of the dugout and the netting. So that ball will be staying there for quite a while. First base umpire called time about 7 times. There's a ball in front of us. They were about to throw the pitch, too. They were getting awfully close. With Floyd at the dish. Fouled back again. Bunning, who had an RBI double to cut the deficit for Cumberland, will be next. It's cooled down here in Camden on a mid-May evening. Turned from a messy day into a beautiful one, just like that. That one is low. 1-2. First 3 for Brookdale in the bottom of the 8th as they'll be looking for some insurance will be Kernan, Gardner, and Lopez. 8, 9, and 1 for the Jersey Blues. 1-2. Outside. Again, I think if you're Brookdale, you got to get that out here. You can't wait for Bunning because Bunning will hurt you. He's going to hurt you. 2 for 4 in the game, RBI double and a single. Barely made contact, just enough to stay alive, and it's 2-2 to Brendan Floyd, the left fielder. Floyd himself, 1 for 3, has a double earlier in the ball game, back in the 7th inning. In an inning where Cumberland sent 7 to the plate and scored 2. Here's the 2-2. In the dirt, below the knees, and the count is full now. Three and 2. And the pitch, fouled back. Just joining us, this has been a good game. It is 8-6. And the 3-2 is hit in the left field. It's hit pretty well. Slicing towards the corner, it is caught. And the inning is over. Cumberland held off the board, and they keep a runner at third. We are going to the bottom of the 8th. Potential last swings for Brookdale. It's 8-6.
In life, the road ahead is full of possibilities, but to navigate it safely, you need the right skills. Harper Driving School is the premier driving school serving Gloucester, Salem, and Camden counties. With experienced instructors, many of whom are teachers in local schools, we are dedicated to your success and will help you master the road with confidence. With an over 95% success rate of students passing their road test on their first try, you know your student will be in good hands while embarking on a huge step of their young adult lives, all while avoiding the lines at the DMV and getting insurance discounts.
We chose Harper, and so should you.
Hayes donning the number 34 and the shortstop for this one. First pitch. There's a line drive into center field. That one is going to drop, and it's going to go to the outfield wall. 1 run will score. Spence is going to make a huge arc around third. She will score to make it 3-0, and here comes the runner to score. It's an
bottom of the 8th inning. Brookdale looking for some much-needed insurance, I think, with how these games have gone, how the first game went and how the second game is planning to go. I don't think anybody should be holding their breath. I mean, this has been an odd game of odd circumstances. As that one is high from Gallagher. Again, the product out of Newman Goretti. Kernan, Gardner, and Lopez. 8, 9, and 1 for the Jersey Blues as that one's outside 3-0. From Gallagher. Strike called, and it's 3-1. On the way is foul. Had some very good viewership today on the 2 broadcasts so far. Thank you, everybody, for tuning in. We'll be back here on, well, first of all, we'll be back here for the third game. That one is hit in the left. Diving. I believe he did come up with it. Yes, he did. A diving catch in left field for the first out of the bottom of the 8th.
Right fielder, number 17, Casey Gardner.
And now Gardner will bat. It's 8-6, Brookdale over Cumberland. It's been a very good game so far. And that one misses. One ball, no strikes. Swinging a foul tip. And it's 1-1. One ball, one strike with one away. Swing and a miss by Gardner. Gardner 1 for 3. Line out to second, a strikeout looking, and a double in the second inning. This game was really back and forth offensively. 1 run in the top half of the first for Cumberland, and then Brookdale responded with a 2-run bloop double. Cumberland responded again to make it a 3-2 game, and then Cumberland said, yeah, or then Brookdale said, yeah, we'll score 3 more. Made it 5-3, and then they added on another run on a Kernan home run to right center field in the bottom of the 3rd. There's a ground ball up the third base line. That's a fair ball. That ball's going to slide right into the corner. Left fielder has trouble coming up with it. That's going to be a 1-out double. Parking it at second base is Gardner. And now Lopez is the batter.
Shortstop number 6, Justin Lopez.
Again, folks still filing in here for the 3rd game of the day. RCSJ Gloucester versus these two, the loser of this two. And honestly, it's not like it's an 8-0 game. It's not like I can say, well, in the likely event that Cumberland loses. No, that's not going to be the case. Because in the top of the 9th, Cumberland is going to bat their 3, 4, and 5 batters, including Tyler Bunning, who's got 12 home runs this year. He could crank one out onto whatever street that is out in right center field. Like, he could do that. I'm not saying it will happen, but I'm saying that he's one of those guys that if you're going to start a 9th inning rally, then that might be your guy that you want to pivot to. Brookdale looking for insurance. Gardner certainly got them there with a double. They just have to score. Gallagher looks back a couple times. First pitch misses low and away, 1-0. Pitch, swing and a miss, 1-1. We get a good shot of that train coming in there. Hit out towards right. It's in play. And it will land out of play on top of the batting cage. I think maybe the train's slowing down because it's going over the bridge and heading into the Camden station. Probably because it's going downhill. Like I said, I said during game one when I took the train home from the Phillies game on Easter Sunday, I actually got a really good view of this field, of what it looks like inside of the train. Looking back, Gallagher steps off. Still 2-2. Three and two. Three balls, two strikes, and the pitch. Strike three on the outside corner. Lopez goes down on strikes. Now the center fielder Declan Sheehan is the batter in the bottom of the eighth. Sheehan fouls it off. Got a little bit early. One ball, one strike. One ball, one strike, and the pitch. Fouled back by Sheehan. One ball, two strikes. Gallagher up and away. Two balls, two strikes, two outs, runner on second. Swing and a miss. Gallagher gets him swinging and the inning is over. Cumberland's got their last chance, but don't count them out just yet. It's 8-6 going to the top of the ninth. Leading off the top of the ninth, there's a good shot of that picture I was talking about. That's what it looks like from inside the train as Bunning, left center field, it's going to one hop off the bottom of the wall. It actually hit off the top rail. Bunning's got a double. And that's a big start for Cumberland, as like we said, that's not the guy you want to lead off the ninth in a two-run game. But alas, they have it. But yeah, as we were saying before, that's the look from inside the train when you're passing over Rutgers-Camden. I was asked one time by somebody, they said, do you know what it looks like on the field inside of the train? And I said, well, now I can. Now I can because I've taken it. They will have a pinch runner at second base. Number 23, Christian Willis.
For Cumberland is number 23, Christian Willis. Now pinch hitting, number 34.
So we're going to have a pinch runner and a pinch hitter. David Rodriguez out of Millville, the sophomore, batting. 1 homer, 236 average, 14 RBI. An arm warming up in the pen for the Jersey Blues. Again, the loser of this game plays Salem. I keep saying Salem because they played the Roadrunners, and you'd think a team that won, a lot of things can change, but they'll be playing the Roadrunners at 6 o'clock today. That one's outside. Yeah, the Roadrunners came back, and they showed up in their blue uniforms, so I'm not sure if they went back to campus and changed and maybe waited for an hour or two, or if they stayed up here the whole time. I'm not sure. Two balls, one strike. And the pitch. Swing and a miss. Big hack by Rodriguez. Swing and a miss. Rodriguez strikes out. Fastball down the pipe. Now bringing up Cole Shover. First pitch is a strike to Shover. This one's hit down the right field line. It's playable. It's caught by Gardner. Runner he tagged, but now he's holding up. This could be the last out for Cumberland. Let's see what they've got in the tank.
Now batting for Cumberland, right fielder number 30, Corey Jenkins.
2 away for Corey Jenkins, the product out of Highland Regional in Blackwood. Again, whoever loses this game has to play the Roadrunners. Whoever wins this game has to go home. We've talked about win or go home. How about win and go home? 2 outs. First pitch, slider catches his own, 0-1. The Roadrunners played and swept Cumberland in the last weekend of the regular season if these two were to meet. But they're 2 strikes away from doing so. 0-1. Swing and a miss by Jenkins, down 0-2. Like we said, the Roadrunners are present with a jersey change. We're not sure if they went down to campus or if they just stayed up and changed there, but doesn't really matter. They're going to be playing right around 7 o'clock tonight. No balls, 2 strikes. Jenkins at the inner half of the box. Hits this one into center field. Going over into the left center gap. It's going to drop for the second game in a row. 2 outs, 2 strikes, and the game is almost turned on its head. Corey Jenkins with an RBI double. And looks like they're going to take out his man, or at least they're going to talk to him. But with the precedent that Coach Johnny Johnson has set today, I doubt that they're keeping him. The batter will be Jimmy Gallo, the 7-hitter who has reached base twice on an error and a walk. And Johnson will break from the mound visit. A good crowd on hand today. The run scored, making it 8-7 on the RBI double by Jenkins.
Now batting the catcher, Jimmy Gallo.
Gallo, the catcher, looking to make this game even more fun. Here's the pitch. Outside. Listen, 2 strikes, 2 outs in the top of the 9th. What happened last game? 2-run home run to right. 2 outs, 2 strikes in the top of the 9th of this game. RBI double Corey Jenkins. Strike called, 1-1. It's often said in baseball that the 27th out is the hardest one to get. And Gallo, who is 0 for 3 on the day but has reached base twice, is a strike called, 1-2. Next would be Montgomery. But here we go. Brookdale on their 4th pitcher of the game, looking to send themselves back home on a nail-biter. 1-2 on its way. Hit out towards right field. It's going to drop. Runner's going to get around third. Jenkins will score. The game is tied. Magic in Camden. Pandemonium in Camden. You can call it Camdenmonium. It's 8-8. RBI single by Jimmy Gallo. And somehow, some way, the game is tied for Chase Montgomery.
Pitch hitting number 9, Angel Rodriguez.
Cumberland has tied the game off of a top nationally ranked program in Brookdale. They might be sitting here for a little while. Oh, 1. Popped up back over our heads. Don't know where that went, but it's foul. It's 0-2. I mean, we've seen legendary tournaments. This just might be one of them. Level playing field here at Camden. Strike 3. Inside corner. Montgomery goes down on strikes, and the inning is over. Cumberland, however, ties the game on an RBI double by Corey Jenkins and an RBI single the next batter. We go to the bottom of the 9th. Somehow, some way, we're still playing baseball here in Camden. Bottom of the ninth inning. I mean, for Cumberland and Brookdale, it's almost like they don't want me to have a voice. I mean, really. Really incredible what's going on here as that one's fouled back. The 0-2. Jammed foul. Another one ripped foul by Andrews. 3, 4, and 5 for the Jersey Blues. Andrews, Perone, and Martino. That one is no at first. One ball, 2 strikes. Andrews got way under it. Backpedaling and a dancing catch at second base is the first out.
Number 3, Gary John Perone.
So here's Gary John Perone for Brookdale. Keep in mind, in the bottom of the ninth, we're in inning number, well, he had 12. We're in the 21st inning of today's contests. And we are going to play a minimum of 30 unless the Roadrunners or whoever loses this game gets a mercy rule. And in that case, then we'll play, let's see, 7, 12, 9. Can't even do that in my head. 7, 9, 16, 16, and 12. That'll be 28 innings. So the minimum is 28. The likely is 30. Because if nobody's mercy ruled in these first 2 games, I don't know if anybody will here in Camden. But both teams have dialed it up. I mean, Joey Kurtz topped out at 89 during his 6-inning start. 3-0 gets a strike call just above the knees to Gary John Perone. Perone has reached base all 4 times. He's 3 for 4, 2 singles, a triple, and a fielder's choice. He's been red hot for the Jersey Blues. Here's the pitch. Lined left field. That ball is caught. Good backpedaling left.
Number 4, Anthony Martino.
And here is Martino. First pitch, swinging a foul tip. Roadrunners warming up on the field, on the soccer field behind them. This one's popped straight up. This one could stay in play. Going back and making the catch, crashing into the wall. For the second game in a row, we've got extra baseball. 8-8 going to the 10th. Folks, you can't make this up. We'll be right back. Line drive foul by Jenkins. By some twisted act, supernaturally, we have 10 innings again. My ankles are on fire because I'm not standing on grass, and my chair's not high enough to reach the camera. So, hope everyone at home's enjoying the game, because I'm enjoying the game for what it is, but I'm just thinking I have 2 more games tomorrow, another game today, and 2 more on Saturday. Maybe we can get a sponsorship with the people who make ibuprofen. I might need those tonight. But trust me, we're having fun. Top of the 10th inning. 2-1 to Jenkins. Grounded out to third. Nunez is there. Throw across the diamond is in time. 1 away. Taking a look at the week ahead on Dan Wilkins Broadcasting. Friday and Saturday, we've got JUCO Regionals. The 4 teams included Salem, RCSJ-Cumberland, Brookdale, and RCSJ-Gloucester. Sunday, all day at West Deptford, we've got the American Ball Hockey Alliance National Tournament. Going to be doing 6 games, so yes, I'll be doing 7 games in 3 days, but overall I'll be doing 13 in 4. There's a fly ball at the center field, straight away, and caught. 2 down quickly in the 10th. Excuse me, that first batter was Rivas, who grounded out to third. Powell flew out to center. I saw 31. I think 31 is what Jenkins wore at Highland when he played in high school, so might have gotten that crossed up a little bit. We have 2 outs, though, for Brendan Floyd. He has a hit by pitch and a double. 1 for 4 in today's contest. And again, for those at home, the loser of this game plays RCSJ Gloucester, who lost to Salem in 12 innings, 6-5. That one is hit out towards right field. It's going to drop for a base hit. Gardner wasn't really running in for it, and honestly, that might have been the smarter play.
Number 23, Christian Willis.
Strike called. After the single by Floyd, the batter replacing Bunting as the 0-1 is up and in. The batter replacing Bunting is Christian Willis, who ran for him. I mean, that is a bit of a big loss for Cumberland. As the 1-1. Three balls, 1 strike. Three balls, 1 strike to the hitter from Vineland. He misses in. That's ball 4.
Number 34, David Rodriguez.
Now it's David Rodriguez looking over towards the bullpen. Johnson coming out, makes a call to the bullpen. 2 outs in the top of the 10th inning, 8-8, tie game. Crunch time in the top of the 10th. Rodriguez is the batter. The new pitcher is Tyler Mendez, the freshman. That's exactly what we were talking about earlier. Once you're here for enough summer league games, it just becomes part of the background. Rodriguez in the left field. It's hit down the line, and it is caught. 2 runners left on for Cumberland, and the game drags on. Going to the bottom half of the 10th, it is 8-8. It's kind of like that one SpongeBob episode where Mr. Krabs, with his eyes almost falling out of his head and his skin all battered, rings the bell. Because we are in inning 22 of Game 2. Not of Game 2, but I'm sorry, across the two games today.
Junior Nunez.
We said at the beginning of the first broadcast that we would be, if everything went normally, playing 27 innings today. However, that has not happened. We have one out in the bottom of the 10th inning in Game 2 of the Region 19 Final Four. There's a swing and a miss. Little grounded out to first, and it's to start the inning, and now it's Nunez. That's a ground ball to third. Picked up, threw across the diamond, is in time.
Number 23, Rich Kernan.
There's a strike. No. No, it was a strike called. 1-1. Lights have just turned on here at Rutgers Camden, the Camden Athletic Complex. And that's before the second game is even over. They just gave him ball 4. What do we have on the count up there? We had ball 4? Okay. Scoreboard read 3 and 2. I don't know if I wasn't paying attention or what, but if you're tuning in from the Diamond Classic, they're having some technical difficulties over there, and we appreciate the love in the comments who said that we should have been there instead of the fine folks that are there. Makes me flattered, but it's 0-1 to Gardner. They're having some technical difficulties over at Pittman between Haddonfield and Mainland. There's a swing and a miss, 0-2. I'm just saying, if you want to hire Dan Wilkins Broadcasting for your video production, we do that as well. Hired some great projects over the last few months. And Gardner, left center, it drops. Oh, it went over his head! It went over his head! Brookdale's going to win the game! A bed hop in center field, and the Jersey Blues win the game! Walk off to center field. Oh, my. It will indeed be a battle of Route 55 in Game 3. Cumberland and Brookdale, a 9-8 final.
Game of the day will be RCSJ-Cumberland.
An RBI double to win the game by Gardner, scoring the run from first. Unbelievable. Game winner for Brookdale. How about that? Brookdale gets to go home. Cumberland will have to fight to stay alive against the Roadrunners in a 9-8 final in 10 innings. We'll be back in about 30 minutes. The link for Game 3 is not up yet. It will come up in the next 5 to 10 minutes with the link for Cumberland and Gloucester. Thank you very much.